Things took a different turn in my senior secondary school. I think every year level came with its fair share of challenges. It'd be cool to graduate with BSc and CIPM. That was what was in my head.
How do you think all those challenges you faced has helped shape you as a person to the person you are today?
Well, I see myself like I'm still learning.
Okay.
And when people come to me sometimes to ask for maybe like advice, and I'm like, people rate me too much, I see myself like I'm still growing. I've once been last position. Oh yes.
So the times where you were like at your lowest, what
Yeah.
kept you going?
Honestly, I don't have a 2 plus 2 equals to 4 answer. Because I remember my final year, I think the first semester, I've always been that student lecturers liked, doing well. Because I was in the choir, but I played in the orchestra. I play a string instrument.
Oh.
So I was the head of like the strings department in the choir. Whatever you put your mind to, you can achieve it. Surround yourself with people who are going in the same direction as you. It just makes it easier. You have the power to change your trajectory.
Beautiful people, and welcome to another exciting episode of Tertiary Exploits. And I have a very beautiful, wonderful guest with me today. We have Olulana Opemipo. I hope I got that right.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Okay, applause for me. All right. Welcome. You look beautiful, by the way, I must say.
Thank you so much. You too.
Don't worry, I'll be tapping into this.
No problem. You're welcome.
All right, let's start off. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your academic journey.
Okay, about myself, my name is Opemipo. I am a graduate of Covenant University. I finished in 2024.
Ooh.
Currently wrapping up my NYSC. About my academic journey, well, it's ups and downs here and there, but I would say like things took a different turn in my senior secondary school. With a new school and new environment, I just started being more intentional from there on. And into university, my first semester I was a bit distracted, but from the second semester, I just, try to lock in and be consistent with my efforts. And that led to me having like academic success. So I think that's like a bit about my story.
I can already tell that we have a lot to unpack. And I like that.
Let's go for it.
All right. So in your intro, you did mention that you had a little bit of challenges.
Yeah.
So what were the major challenges that you faced during your time in school?
That's uni, right?
Yes.
Challenges, I'll tailor the challenges towards achieving academic success. So one of the challenges I faced was it felt lonely at first. It felt lonely because when you enter uni, everyone is always in big friend groups. Everyone is always in big friend groups. Cliques, big friend groups. You're doing things together. You're going to class together. Going to lunch together. But I realized that the way I knew how to like study was during the day. I didn't know how to read at night. And during the day, whenever we have those free periods between classes, when everybody's going to chill, I want to go to the library to try to catch up. So the fact that everybody's coming from class and you're like the one person going the other direction and everybody's going this direction, it was very lonely at first. I felt discouraged. I was like, okay, I can also go and rest in the hostel now. Maybe everybody wants to read at night, but I knew I couldn't deceive myself. So I think that was one challenge, just that bit of loneliness. But after like 2 semesters, I was able to find good friends who like stood with me, and we all used to go and read together. But at first it was that. And I think another challenge would be, I think that was the major challenge I faced. Aside that, I didn't really care. I just really wanted to do better. And I just try to be consistent from then on. So I think that's one major challenge I can spotlight on.
So yes, cheers to good friends. Thank God for good friends.
Cheers.
All right. So what would you like to share with us a particular moment when things felt particularly difficult for you and how you were able to navigate your way?
When things felt particularly difficult.
Maybe in your third year, your second year, and how you were able to like walk through it, navigate it.
Yeah. Well, I think every year level came with its fair share of challenges. But the one I would like to highlight is my final year.
Oh.
So my final year I was doing projects, but I was also reading for a professional exam.
Oh.
I didn't mention in my intro, but I'm in the HR space. So there is the CIPM exam, and I was able to qualify up into the final stage in my final year, and I had a chance to take it in final year. I could always postpone it, but I wanted to do it in the final year. It used to be cool to graduate with BSc and CIPM. That was what was in my head. So it wasn't easy balancing projects, reading for professional exam. I was also in the choir. I was very active. and then there's normal school work as well. How I found my way, I don't know, but I know I'm a Christian, so God was really a big factor for me, like just God's help and finding ways to just walk around everything, finding ways to just work around everything and remain efficient. And to the glory of God, I was able to be chartered before leaving school and also having an A on my project. But then it was a very challenging period. I was able to navigate it through just being honest with myself on how to manage my time and putting in extra efforts behind the scenes so that I can show up to other functions. Yeah.
Oh, clock it. You wear so many hats. I like that. All right, you said you were into so many things at once. I mean, you were in the
Not so
choir.
many, but yeah,
Let me
a
count it
few
for you.
things.
You were in the choir. You
Yes.
were also writing your CPR exam.
Yes,
You were
CIPM.
doing your project at the time.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
aside the project, there's the normal schoolwork because
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it comes with a lot of tests,
Yes,
assignments in
yes,
final year, group
yes.
projects as well. So safe to say you were doing a lot of things at the time.
Yeah.
So what kept you motivated? Because I know that you cannot be 100% all the time. So the
Mm-hmm.
times where you were like at your lowest, what
Yeah.
kept you going? What's that
Yeah.
one thing that, kept pushing you?
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. Um, what kept me motivated? I like to even dial back. My first semester of my final year, I was getting a bit discouraged because I didn't know how to. This is the first time I was managing a number of things,
Yeah.
and I think at that same time I was also I had a leadership position in my department, academic director, and I was also because I was in the choir, but I played in the orchestra. I play string instruments. So
Oh,
I was the head of like the strings department in the choir. And just trying to manage all these things, because these are all things I'm passionate about. Manage all these things, it kind of started affecting like there were some tests I was doing really poorly. And lecturers were starting to like show concern. And I almost got scared, like, oh my God, is this going to be my end? Oh my God, what's going on? But I was able to speak to a few friends. Primarily, I spoke to God. I just cried to God, like, what's going on? Like, I don't seem to have it all
figured
figured
out.
out, and I don't want anything. I don't want to drop any. I eventually had to drop a ball. I eventually have to drop the strings instrument. So I know there's this whole thing of you can do it all, but sometimes you just have to be honest with yourself. Like, what is one thing that if I sacrifice, it wouldn't really affect this thing significantly? Because I was still able to be active in the choir, but
Yes. You
I
couldn't
just had to let go
dedicate to
of
that
that leadership,
much.
and they give someone else who had like more time on their hands. So yeah, and then I spoke to God about it, just poured my heart out. Didn't really get any answers, but I felt relieved. And I spoke to a few friends, and they just told me to calm down. Like it was just they were like, just calm down. Don't try to be perfect. Just try to do your best and
Oh,
allow God to. Because every time we want to have this perfect
yeah.
lineup of activities in our head. I want to do it this way, this way, this way, but things happen. Lecturers, you can be frustrated. Your project supervisor can, be having a bad day, and things will just go as planned. So you just need to find a way to be flexible. And okay, this didn't work out. That doesn't mean because this didn't work out, I don't want to read anymore. I don't want to go for choir practice anymore. Okay, this didn't work out. What else do I need to do? And just keep going. And I'm happy I finished on a high note. So I think what to answer your question, what motivated me was I just really wanted to see the better version of myself. I believe that there was more from me. I believe I could do more, and I believe that there was more to me. I just had that curiosity, like if I do this and I do this, the results could be different. So let me just try. There's no what's the worst thing that can happen.
I know, right?
So let me just try, and I just kept trying, and thankfully it led to good.
So good results.
Yes.
Thank you very much for that answer. Again, cheers to good friends. All right. So I think you've answered this question in your previous one, but I'm just going to say it. So in case you have one person that stood out or one thing that stood out for you, was there anyone or anything that played a key role in helping you stay on track throughout your academic journey?
Okay, yes, there is actually one thing I always like to mention. Okay, there are two events that happened in my life that really marked my academic journey and kind of helped me to stay on track. I would like to dial back a bit to when I was in secondary school. I think my last SS3.
Okay.
There was one of the seniors that came. You know, when people graduate from
And then
school
they
and they
come
come back, it's
back.
always like a celebrities around. Oh, senior, this is around and things like that. And I went to meet her. I was like, oh, how is university? Because I like to ask questions. How's university? How's everything going? And then I was like, I would like to have a first class when I get into uni. And then she said something that just stuck with me. She said, it is hard, but it's not impossible.
Mm.
She was like, it's hard, but it's not impossible. And I don't think she would remember. I don't think she would remember. Like she told me something that forever, like it forever marked my life. So go. I was like, it's hard though, but it's not impossible. And then I have a big sister. She she told me something. She said, in all you do, always strive to be a better version of yourself. It sounds like a simple thing, but that was like my watchword. So I was never chasing goals. I was just chasing growth. Okay, I had an A last semester, but the A, what percent was it? If you're
Okay.
chasing goals, it's just you just want to have an A, whether it's 80 or 90. But if you're chasing growth,
You
the
want to
last
be
A could have
better
been
than,
80.
and
This
then
A can be 89. Do you get? So just being a better version of myself, that's really what kept me motivated. I'm like, this is how I am now. What would the better version of me look like? And just that curiosity, like I want to see the better version of me. It wasn't even for like competition or anything. It wasn't just being the better version of myself and just that curiosity. I believe that there was more, and I just kept doing that. Yeah,
I like it. I like that. I think one thing that I took out,
yeah,
it's not about the goals, it's about the growth. And that's really true.
yeah,
Actually, that's really nice. So it's been quite a wonderful journey, right?
yeah.
So looking back now, how do you think all those challenges you faced has helped shape you as a person to the person you are today?
Well, I see myself like I'm still learning. And
Okay.
when people come to me sometimes to ask for maybe like advice, so and I'm like, "Mm, you people rate me too much, oh." Like I see myself like I'm still growing, but I understand that maybe there's like certain area where people think they can draw from, which is fine. One, how these things have like shaped me
Yes.
is whatever I do, I just want it to be excellent. So a lot of people are on Twitter now saying things like, "It's not first class that gets you a job. It's not first class that gets you a job," and they have a point. But it's actually beyond the first class. There's so much that goes into getting a first class. You have to learn discipline. You have to learn persistence. You have to learn like being alone sometimes. Those are skills that you're not taught in school. But trying
Actually.
to achieve that kind of grade, you have to learn those skills. So when people say it's not first class gets you a job, first class can still be preferred because there are things they have mastered. Like now, I can sit with a book, or when I have maybe interviews with a company, research is not a big deal for me. Like because I'm already accustomed to reading or taking my time to study something and paying attention to detail. These are skills that you can't learn anywhere. You just have to
You pick them
you just
as you
have to
go.
pick them up, and those are things that one picks up towards getting. So it's not even just about the degree on paper, it's about what you master in the process, right? So how these things have shaped me is that I will say I try my best. I know there are times where I procrastinate and all that, but I try my best to be excellent. Like whether it's small thing, it's a small thing. Some because in my church I serve with the teenage team. And so sometimes I'm called to host little sessions for teenagers here and there. One might say, "Well, I mean, it's just you and teenagers," but I just try to do a little bit of research. Like, okay, what are teenagers currently facing? That's just how I show up to the world. And I think that is how these things have shaped me. Just wanting to do things differently. They put all of you in one place, achieve this task. You can always do it the normal way, but what can you do differently? How can it be better? So it has just made me someone who pays attention to detail and who just wants to do things well. Even the Bible says, "Whatever your hand finds to do, do
Do
it
it
well."
well.
So whatever I do, my heart posture is always, is it worship to the Lord? If God was my employer, will He be happy the way I'm treating this task? Will He be happy the way I'm skipping this deadline? That's just how it shaped me, and that's just what keeps me going.
I like that. I like that. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right. So, what lessons have you taken away from your whole journey so far?
So many lessons, so many. I think I might
Okay,
have
so
spilled some on the
if you were
way.
to like keep them into like 5 lessons, 5 key
Five.
lessons,
I don't know if I'll say up to five, but I would say whatever you put your mind to, you can achieve it. I
definitely.
think we've heard that a couple of times, but it happened to me. Me that I'm speaking with you, I had graduated with the first class, and I'm grateful to God, and of course I put in the work. I've once been last position. Oh yes. My mom would definitely watch this video and she's going to be like, yes, I was once last position. I think that was in junior secondary school. I was just with wrong friends, playing all the time. And you know what, if you plant a seed and you're not watching it, nothing will happen, even if it's a good
Definitely. It's
seed.
not going to
So it's not
grow.
like I didn't know anything, but you're not reading, you're not, and everybody in your class is reading. Of course, there'll be gap. Right. But I got into my mom, I changed my school. My mom was like, "Oh, this girl needs to change her school." Thank God for intentional parents. I changed my school, and my sister had a conversation with me, and she was like, "Do you know if you put your mind to this thing, you can actually do well?" And she just said it's like big sisters would. And I was like, "Okay, let me just put my mind to my academics. Let me just put my mind." And that first term in the new school, I came third position, and I was just
Wow.
first position up till then.
Oh.
Up until I graduated. SS3 was WAEC and all that, but at least SS1 and SS2. So the fact that whatever you put your mind to, just put your mind to it. Just put your mind to it, and you will see the difference. I think the second thing would be it's okay to be alone sometimes.
Yes, definitely.
It's okay. I know, like in our generation, like there's this big thing of community. Community is great.
Obviously.
Community is great. I mean, Yakha is one community. You guys are doing awesome.
I know, right? Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So, but then initially, like you need to be comfortable with being alone. You just need to be comfortable. Like, okay, not everybody might tag along with me, but let me just if I stay true, because if I didn't build my foundation academically, I wouldn't. My friends wouldn't, because towards 200 level, 300 level, I had good friends who were coming to me. Can you explain this? Can you teach me this? And I'm so happy I was part of their own academic transformation process. I had a friend who was on like 7th class upper for like 6 semesters. And in final year, she was like, you know what, okay, I want to lock in. And she graduated with a first class. This is someone that has been on 2-1. So the fact that I could impact my friends as well. But initially it was isolating. Do you get? Because it was just me wanting to read all the time. So that I think another lesson would just be it's okay to be alone sometimes. It's actually okay. It's okay. It's just life. But just stay at what you're doing and you find the right people. That's 2 lessons already.
Yes.
Does that suffice?
All
No?
right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Two great lessons, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. What message would you like to share to students who are currently going through difficult times?
Difficult time, like academically.
Yes. Academically.
What message would I like to give them? Well, I feel like from all that I have said, they might have picked a thing or two. But if there's any message I would like to give anyone is surround yourself with people who are going in the same direction as you. It just makes it easier. It just makes it easier. Of course, there might be a phase when maybe you had this, and I'm not saying dump your friends, like don't just go and say, I can't be your friend anymore. It's over. No, please don't do that. No. But as you are trying to create certain boundaries with certain people that you feel are not going your direction, look out for those that are going your direction. Because it's easy. Like when I was in uni, I never had to explain why I wanted to read. Like it was just the norm amongst me and my friends. Oh, I'm going to the library. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll meet you there. Oh, I'm going to the library. Okay, I'll help you buy food. Like it's just a norm. So rather than always trying to, you shouldn't be explaining to your friends why you want to be serious. Like if you have to explain
Explain
to
to
your
them
friends,
they shouldn't be your friends in the first place.
make it make sense. If you have to explain to your friends why you want to be serious, like how long are you going to keep up with that? At a point you just be like, I don't want to start explaining, and then you just decide not to do what you want to do again. Rather than just finding people that is just the habitat is it works for you to thrive. Like the habitat is where you can thrive. So find yourself good friends. It's not easy, especially in times like this where you guys like the same color, you like the same content creator, you're just friends. No, it doesn't work that way. Find yourself people who align with your values, and it will take you far beyond just academics. The friends I made in uni, we still talk till today. We're still checking in with each other. What are you building? What are you doing? And even seasons when someone is going through like you're stressed or even depression, we're still there with each other until the person gets back up. So it's not perfect, but it's worth it.
Definitely worth it. Your friends, the kind of friends you keep, they will determine how far you go in life, actually. It's a cliche, but it's very true.
Yeah.
All right, this is the final question for this session. All right, and this is it. If one student watching this could take just one lesson from your whole journey, what would you want that to be?
Well, I'm sure they would have picked a couple of things from what I've said prior. But if there was one thing that one student could take is you have the power to change your trajectory. Like you can decide to wake up today and choose this is how I want my life to look. And also being futuristic, like from where you are right now, just think like if I keep doing this or if I keep going this way in the next 3 years, not even 5 or 10, 3 years, in the next 2 years, will I be proud of my
Actions and
actions? Will I be proud
decisions.
of where I am? And you just have to sit with that. It might be a dark truth because you realize that, oh my, I need to get out of this pit or something. But it's better to face it and feel bad and than to deceive yourself and
The whole
feel like
time.
deceive yourself the whole time. So one thing I would say, one lesson I think they can live with is, or more than one actually, but one would be you can choose to, you can decide what you want. It's that simple. You can choose today, okay, I've been doing this way, but today I want to choose to be more diligent in my academics or to be closer to God or anything and take actions in that line and the results will be different. You can't expect different results with the same effort. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You want different results, you have to put in the effort. And discipline always sounds like that scary thing. A lot of teenagers don't like to hear discipline. It's like, oh, life is not that deep. Oh, like what is discipline? All right, if I don't use discipline, just choose to take the right actions, like going in the line of what you want. I think that's one thing. And the second thing will probably be know who you are. Know who
Mm.
you are. You don't have to be like your friend. You don't have to be, because it's easy to take up other people's traits, especially when you spend so much time with them. But if you don't know who you are as a person, you just be tossed back and
Around.
forth. You won't be able to stand on what you truly want. So know who you are. Spend time with yourself. You can journal, like listen to your own thoughts and like, okay, do I like the way I think? What needs to change? Because when you have that strength in who you are, it just keeps you grounded. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you so
much. That was so
much.
beautiful. I
Yeah.
think I took the part to know who you are.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. This has been a very wonderful session. Thank you
Thank you.
for staying and giving us your wonderful story. I did enjoy every part of it, and I hope you
Yeah.
did too.
Yes, I did. And I enjoyed you too.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in and listening to this wonderful edition of Tertiary Exploits. If you like this, if you know that this is something you want to keep watching, don't forget to subscribe, like, share with your friend group. And I look
And
forward,
enemies. You should share with your enemies too.
and yes, your enemies. And we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.